Good evening and welcome to the Shark Tank for Martha's Vineyard Sharks Baseball, along with my father, Jonathan Chattonover. My name is Keith Chattonover. It won't be pretty, it won't be a beautiful island evening, but we are more than happy to be with you for Game 3 of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League Championship Series between the Worcester Bravehearts and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Game 3 of a best of 3. This is do or die for both teams. We have had steady rain on the islands, particularly since about the 4 o'clock hour. It's been alternating between a drizzle and a more steady rain. We had about a 5-minute spurt of a more torrential style rain. Not quite that bad, but steadier than it is now. The expectation, not necessarily what's going to happen. The expectation is that we will, the worst of the rain is behind us. There is a chance for a drizzle during the game, but the expectation is that the worst of the precipitation is beyond us. It has already hit the island around the 2 or 3 o'clock hour, and that while it won't be glamorous, we will, I think, have Sharks baseball. It's not going to be on time, but
it's raining hard. I can't imagine that they're going to start the game with the rain the way it is now. Still have tarp over home plate. Just looking out, it is raining. The infield looks in good shape, which is good. Back to the game. Doesn't get more exciting than this. This is a game to decide the FCBL champion. Sharks, big win last night after a rain out. Won 4-2 to force this game 3.
And critically, with the rain out on Saturday night, this has pushed this game to Monday, and that allows the Sharks to send out the FCBL pitching prospect of the year, Chance Huff, as their starter. Against Huff for the Bravehearts, Mariano Ricciardi will lead things off, and then Eddie House, Dustin Harris bats third, Brett Koffel, the catcher, bats cleanup, Paul Gazzo, the DH, bats fifth, Kirk Sidwell bats sixth, Tyler Becker seventh, Joe Pesci eighth, and Idelson Tavares ninth for the Bravehearts when we do get started.
Russ said they're targeting 6:10 for the game start.
That's what I thought they were motioning. For the Sharks, Matt Chamberlain leads things off, then Tyler Winsig. Matt Oldham, the DH, bats third. Kellen Hathaway bats cleanup. Jackson Raper bats fifth. Nick Raposo will be behind the plate. He bats sixth. Luke Hartman in right bats seventh. Tate Kolowick plays second and bats eighth. And Colin Shapiro bats ninth and is in left field for the Sharks here in Game 3.
Again, Chance Huff will be the starter. If you're thinking ahead to the bullpen, Devin Damasio will not be available. He was terrific last night. Tossed 4 innings, but yeah. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out of the pen. You got Connor Hall, who's been terrific all year. Mike Tellier has been terrific. Both of those guys had tough outings in Game 1 of this series against Worcester, but they both have had 2 days of rest. In any case, we'll focus on what we've got.
So again, the 6:10 is our anticipated start time. We'll see if we can hold ourselves to it, but we will shoot for 6:10 p.m. For the Worcester Bravehearts and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks in a drizzly, generally uncomfortable, but ultimately we think playable evening here on Martha's Vineyard. First pitch, 6:10 p.m., Sharks and Bravehearts.
Are we up? Nope. Bravehearts are starting Jared Frelick. He's made 8 appearances all start. 33 and a third innings. He's got an ERA of 5.13. This is in the regular season, and record of 2-0. But since we went on the air, the rain has lightened up a little bit. Still not sure if they would start the game with the rain the way it is now. Rain will certainly impact the game, especially I think anything to the outfield. Normally, the Shark Tank, it's a very slow outfield grass, but with all this moisture, the balls are going to skip. You know, we may see some balls skipping all the way to the wall. Maybe some doubles and triples that we wouldn't normally see. But conditions are same for both teams, so
I think that was what, I mean, that's what we were discussing earlier. You know, you can't blame the conditions to benefit one team. It's going to be not ideal for both. And, you know, it's going to be what it is. They cannot push this game back. They already pushed it back one day. Game 3 was supposed to be Sunday if it was to be necessary. It, of course, now is. Saturday we had our...
Take that as it comes.
On the line, you could get behind me, but my head's so big you can't sit behind me. Life of the dawn, lights keep glowing.
So we should have a start time of 6:10. We see former Shark Mac Curran on the leaf blower trying to get the water off of the makeshift tarp. The Sharks normally do not put a tarp over the home plate area, or if they do, it's
tiny circle.
Yeah, it's a rather small circle. This one's much larger, covers a greater area, and trying to keep the field in playable shape. The infield seems all right. Outfield, I'm sure, will be wet, but again, it's going to be detrimental for both teams, and it's not hurting one team more than the other, and
yeah,
it's not ideal, but it's what's going to happen. We're not expecting a large crowd, although there is a decent amount coming in just because of the rain in the forecast. But there actually are more fans that are strolling in than I thought.
Yep.
It's a good sign.
That is nice to see.
Lights keep glowing. Coming in the club with that fresh on with something crazy on my arm. Here's another hit, very fun.
Looks like we have the Vineyard Junior High cheerleading squad.
Oh, look at that.
In the Vineyard, there's one regional high school, but there are 5 K-8 schools. So students that are considered middle school will be coming from 5 separate schools.
6.
Plus the charter school. Yep. Yep.
Well, what we're counting on is for the rain to, for the lack of wind to keep the rain falling at a perpendicular angle. Hey, how's it going?
I have a question for you. Well, I hope you do it.
Yeah.
It is unacceptable at the Shark Tank. That's a Brett Koffel. Batting.
Fastball is a ball. 2-0.
Go 2-7.
Well, if I'm Sharks batters, I'm looking at a very tiny strike zone. It's like nothing above the belt is being called. 2-0. Fastball fouled straight back off the top of the netting. 2-1. 2-1 count. Sharks looking to turn 2 in the middle of the infield.
We're on now, but keep going.
Okay.
Took me long enough, right?
2-1. We had a little technical difficulties. Hopefully you're joining. Grounded right in front of the plate. Huff has it. He'll go to first, and they're 2 away. I think he wanted to go to third. Raper maybe a little bit late getting to third. Decided to take the shore out at first. There are 2 away, but 2 Bravehearts in scoring position now. Kirk Sidwell had that big 3-run home run in Game 1 that really broke that game open. Big spot here. 2 runners in scoring position. Worcester has a 1-0 lead. There are 2 away. Big spot early on. Fastball taken for a strike.
I apologize, guys, for the technical difficulties. We're getting back now. Dad, why don't you keep broadcasting to the end of the inning? I'm just gonna update this.
Okay.
Get some housekeeping done. I really apologize.
0-1 count.
Not us.
Fastball in the dirt. Raposo's got it. 1-1. So leadoff walk, and it's been stressful for Huff ever since. 2 on, 2 out, 1-1 is the count. Fastball swung on and missed. Got him to go for the high cheese. It is 1-2. Pitch was out of the zone. Huff had enough giddy up on it to get it by Sidwell. 1-2. Fastball. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 3.
There we go.
Up, big strikeout, but Worcester gets a run, 2 hits. They leave 2. We're in the middle of the first. Worcester with a 1-0 lead.
All right. We really do apologize for those delays here. We're just getting settled. 1-0 Worcester at the end of a half an inning.
Sharks in turn grace.
That's about the most stressful inning of my life, trying to get you guys that feed. All right, we are through a half an inning with the Worcester Bravehearts leading 1-0. For the Sharks in offensively, Chamberlain, Winsig, Oldham, Hathaway, Raper, Raposo, Hartman, Colwick, and Shapiro. Again, we apologize for the technical delays.
Huh?
Can I borrow your towel?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're okay. Just this is the camera. So just.
So these guys, you guys need to stay down. Yeah. Yeah. Stay down.
I'm sure.
Okay. All right. We are completely ready for baseball here.
Are we back on?
Yeah.
So Jared Freelick is huge. He's 6'6", listed at 225, but he is a big man.
That was about as stressful. The router wasn't working. I was rebooting the router, then the software we used was messing up. It was just, I was like, nothing go wrong. Okay. The umbrella's got it. I can't have an umbrella. It's gonna, as soon as it's up, it's in the... Yeah, then you just go that way. Okay. Alright, we're just trying to get you guys a good feed there. Eventually we will be ready for the last of the first. Normally we'll be muting the broadcast in between innings. Don't be worried about that. It'll come right back on. It's just to prevent copyright issues. For the Sharks, Matt Chamberlain, Tyler Winzig, and Matt Oldham in the first against Jared Freilich. For the Bravehearts defensively, Harris at first, Ricciardi at second, House at third, Becker at short, left to right in the outfield. Sidwell, Tavares, and Pesci, and Brett Koffel behind the plate for Jared Freilich at a Polk State. Worcester scored first in this one in the top half of the first. An RBI single for their first baseman, Dustin Harris, providing the game's only run so far. Sharks look to respond here in the last of the first. Thank you very much, Dad, for taking over the play-by-play while I was having an aneurysm over the router and software, and
It'd be nice if it worked.
it was just stressful, and I wanted to get you guys the game, whether you're rooting for Worcester or not. I just want you guys to be able to see the game. Whether you're rooting for the team we root for or not, it's more important you guys
So could they see the
game.
first inning or no?
No, it
Okay.
was, well, no, it was,
All right,
no.
so we'll recap it.
Yeah. Matt Chamberlain, the batter, against Jared Freilich. First pitch is downstairs, 1-0. For a rainy, drizzly, uncomfortable night, we have a great crowd on hand. It's loud, they're into it. There's a good Worcester contingent near their dugout that they brought from Worcester for the game. Good atmosphere. The 1-0 pitch is downstairs to Chamberlain, 2-0.
Yeah, if I'm on either side. It's a very tight strike zone. You know, I'm definitely going up there taking. Worcester, that was certainly their approach with Huff to take some pitches.
Yep, Huff needed 28 or 27. I have it in my notes, but I'll take another look at it. The 2-0 from Freilich inside to Chamberlain, 3-0. So for the top of the first for Worcester, I'll just go over what each person did. Ricciardi walked, House grounded out to the catcher, Harris singled home Ricciardi, Koffel then singled, Gazzo grounded out, and Sidwell struck out. That's a very quick recap of the first inning. Worcester did scratch across a run, and they lead it 1-0. The 3-0 pitch to Matt Chamberlain is on the inside corner, 3-1. Sharks fans are going to have to do some good cheering, because Worcester's fans, whether you root for them or not, they are loud.
They are.
All right, the 3-1 pitch to Matt Chamberlain with Tyler Winzig waiting on deck. The pitch from Freilich hit high in the air right. Forget about it. Chamberlain leaves the yard by a ton. Matt Chamberlain, a solo shot.
Hit the light.
That ball was absolutely smoked to right center. For Matt Chamberlain, he ties the game on one humongous swing. Sharks won, Worcester won. If there was any way to respond to that first inning for Worcester, it's that. Perhaps the longest home run we've seen as a Shark Tank this year.
I am 99% sure that hit the top of the lights.
You see the
in right
lights,
field.
and you see this light stanchion we have out here in right field, right under the end of that info box. Chamberlain smokes it to right, and we are tied. For a guy who doesn't hit a lot of home runs, that ball was maybe the longest home run we've seen at the Shark Tank this year. We are tied at 1, and Tyler Winzig takes, I guess, upstairs 1-0. And if you're not entertained...
Are you not entertained?
The 1-0 to Tyler Winzig with Matt Oldham waiting on deck. We are tied at 1, and Winzig fouls it back to the screen. There is some water that came spraying off the netting. A ball and a strike. Well, Worcester scratched across a run in the inning. Nothing gritty about that home run. A titanic blast to the right field lights.
Shark Tank, I mean,
that might be the farthest we've seen this year. Chamberlain unloads on Freilich. The 1-1 is a hair upstairs. 2-1.
You got to be selective. It's a very tight zone.
So someone said...
I wish we had StatCast. I mean, that thing was crushed.
Someone told us on the comments Freilich's going to Penn State. The roster says Polk State.
Okay.
So we'll go with Penn State. It's not our, we go with the roster, what the roster says. 2-1 is upstairs, 3-1. And again, for a rainy night, this is probably the loudest crowd we've had at the Shark Tank. It's not a big field, like Fritton Field for the Worcester Bravehearts, but it's loud, and they will continue to be loud. Most people have umbrellas. They have come prepared for they didn't come for a sunny sunset. They came for An uncomfortable evening, more reminiscent of April than August. The 3-1 upstairs, ball 4, and Winsick draws a walk here in the first. This is something else, this atmosphere and just the...
Terrific.
Now hitter from Yuan.
Rain coming down a little harder right now. We might have a delay very soon. Rain is really coming down.
Yeah, but this was the concern was we had one more cell coming.
I guess they're going to try to get through this, but
Yeah, it's coming down decently hard.
it's really hard.
Yeah, this is like a, what you'd say, a yellow cell. Matt Oldham takes outside from Freilich, 1-0. And I'm surprised.
Second base umpire saying stop it.
Yep, so we're going to have a rain delay. First of what could be several. So we are in a rain delay. We'll try to keep everything dry. Nothing a problem right now.
We on?
We're on.
All right, so we are in rain delay after a very light rain to start the game. It's really pouring right now. We had about 5-10 minutes of this. It's pouring right now, so we will have a rain delay until the rain lightens up. Unfortunately, the infield does not look good right now. Where the infield was looking pretty playable when we started, it is not looking great right now. But we'll see how long this lasts. Again, just to recap, first inning for both teams.
This is a perfect time for that.
Ricciardi worked out after a 3-2 count, fouled one off, then worked out a walk. Edward House bounced the ball in front of the plate. Raposo's only play was to first. Ricciardi moved to second. Dustin Harris on an 0-2 pitch lined it into left center field. That scored Ricciardi. Brett Koffel followed with a ground single up the middle, so with a 1 out, Worcester had first and second. Gazzo hit a weak ground ball that pitcher Chance Huff fielded, really had no play except to go to first. And then a really big batter, Kirk Sidwell, he got swinging. The last strike, Sidwell tried to check his swing but was punched out. So Worcester got 1 run. In the bottom of the first, which we are right now in, Matt Chamberlain on a 3-1 pitch hit, I think, the longest home run we've seen at the Shark Tank, and frankly, that includes the home run derby. I'm 99% sure that shot hit the top of the lights in right field. Definitely Roy Hobbs-esque. Tyler Winsick walked on a 3-1 pitch. Third hitter Matt Oldham is up. He took ball 1, and that's where we are right now. Nobody out. Tyler Winsick on first base. Matt Oldham at the plate. And the rain has lightened up a slight bit. Certainly not enough, though, to get back on the field. Well, we thank you for tuning in right now. This has the makings of a barn burner. Yeah. All right, they're frustrated.
What do you want me to do? Go ask someone to turn off the rain?
So we are with you. The rain is, steady. Not the overwhelming rain it was.
If the rain lightens up, I'm a little worried about the infield. The infield, which looked good before the game, even through the rain. There are definitely puddles out there.
Are you trying to show up the, yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at where we are. Right now, it seems like we're in the middle of, like, one cell. You're about to see. I think we're in the middle of this. I think it's a little delayed. I think we're in the middle of this cell.
That's going to pass us.
No, we're... Let me see where we are right now. It takes so long for it to buffer. Well, we appreciate you sticking with us. Not really much to talk about. We're in the rain delay. Infield does look like it took some rain. It's not going to be ideal when this gets back. We're going to have baseball. We're going to, at some point, resume. It's Game 3 of the Champions. So, I think we're actually in this cell now. But we might be in this one, in which case, should be fun for those people. This is as it's going.
That's going to disappear. Just for my meteorology background.
So, but this is the cell right here. This is the cell. Well, we will. We're gonna try. We'll stick with you. There's no reason for us to not be here for you. If you have any questions, feel more than welcome to comment them. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties to get the game started. It's not our fault. We couldn't do anything about it. We were trying our hardest. I know you guys were frustrated in the comments and such, but we were just trying our best. So we know you'd like to watch, your team, whether you're a Bravehearts or Sharks fan, but there was nothing we could do about it. We have technical difficulty, once every 10 games here at home. It's picked a bad night for it, but I think we'll be good for now. Again, there might be some buffering. That's always possible, but I think the long extended buffering, you missed anything. We probably won't have any of that. And again, we apologize for it. It's not anything we can do, so hope you guys understand. And there's really nothing we do about the rain. That's a particular nothing we can do. But we know it's frustrating if the internet's not working. It's just we had a temporary outage of the internet, and the Sharks general manager and manager Russ Kern and Jay Mendez are examining the infield. I honestly think they're gonna do anything they can to get this game in. If the infield's not well, I think they'll try to repair the infield. Throw some of that, that lighter dirt. But I'll try our best.
It's obviously not up to me, but there's got to be a small chance that they're just not going to be able to play. I know they're going to try.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think it might take a while, but I think they're gonna do one of these failures, non-option type things. I could be wrong, but.
Now let me see you.
We didn't got much else to talk about, but we'll fill the time. I've been called a lot of things in my life. Quiet's not one of them.
So with the Yankees-Mets reschedule, it's DeGrom Severino tonight.
That should be a good game.
That should be a good game. I don't know how their weather is in New York, but one of the Mets-Yankees games got rained out. So they are playing it today. That ought to be a good pitcher's duel, but you never know. Sometimes they just don't pan out. But I think anytime the Mets are playing, it's a pitcher's duel because the Mets don't hit.
So as you can see, we are in a rain delay. The rain for now is lightening up, but the problem is there's an expectation of one more solid cell of rain, like an orange, red. If you ever look at the radar on the weather app, there's one more, I think, 5-minute spurt where it's going to really come down. And the worry is that what that could do. So you see Devin Damasio and the Sharks, I believe that's pitching coach, out to try to rake the field. You know, but
yeah, I guess the infield was just about. Again, it looked good at the beginning of the game, but this last pour, yeah,
I think was the and again the problem is there's an expectation of one more.
Yeah, and I don't know whether the umpires and everybody. I don't know whether everybody is on the internet checking the weather.
This cell that's going to be the problem.
Oh, that one? Yeah. I mean, just, throwing spitballs. I mean, I wonder if they got to 5 innings, got to an official game, and I wonder if they call it at some point, if they had to,
Yeah. I don't think they want to, but I don't think they'll. Sharks will have the dragger out. If this was any other game, maybe even other playoff game, different scenario where they've already had a rain out, I think they will pretty much. I think it's one of those. As long as it's not pour permanently, they'll have the game. But umpires have a phone. I'm sure they know I'm sure they know there's one more cell of rain that's going to start. Right now, I don't think it's raining at all. It isn't raining at all. But the field needs work, and again, I think there'll be even more work needed. Well, we appreciate you staying with us. I know we're not particularly interesting at the moment.
Unless you're really into groundskeeping.
Yeah, the umpire is on the phone. I really can't imagine what this is going to be about. I mean, they're not...
Well, he might be talking to a weather person. You never know.
I could tell him what's going to happen here. And the tarps are coming off, which I think is a big mistake. I mean, if anyone's got a radar, they know we got one more cell, I think, of rain. And I'd rather them just leave the tarps on, know that cell's coming.
Yeah, I mean, unless they think they're going to start, but I can't believe they're going to start with the infield the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, shortstop is one huge puddle.
Yeah. That last rain, I think, was not a straw that brought the camel's back, but it was certainly it's pushing this field to its limits. It doesn't drain well. This field's never drained well. I don't think it ever will.
Well, I think the grass parts drain really, really well. I mean, remember when we lived in New Jersey? I mean, we'd go, could never get games in, but...
So, hopefully that next cell will not, will either pass or not be quite as bad. When I say cell, I mean probably 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 minutes of rain. But we didn't really have that much rain, and it did quite some damage to this field. When we get resumed, it's not going to be pretty. It's just going to be a game of baseball. It's not going to be on a manicured field, but it'll be baseball, hopefully. And again, if the router stays working, we'll be with you every second of the way, and hope you'll be able to tune in and enjoy the game. There's an outside chance this cell passes to our east. I just don't really think that's going to happen, but that's the goal.
Is that Huff just tossing with James Session?
Yeah.
Again, it really looks like the rain has stopped. The issue is the infield at this point. They can play right now, but it's the infield. Worcester's manager talking to, I guess, the crew chief of the umpire. Definitely not the home plate umpire. He was at second base.
I think it was. I honestly
think when Winsig was at first,
it was
he
more,
called it.
I think he called it because he saw what was happening to the infield. he saw the deterioration.
Well, I'm just assuming he's the crew chief, and it was raining so hard it didn't even matter. I mean, you couldn't play in that.
Sharks are having a meeting out. I think we will play. I know the infield's probably not going to. I think we're just gonna. I think we'll play through it. I think it's at some point we're just gonna. You know, it's game 3 of the FCBL finals. I just think it will be played. What's your opinion? I mean, if it's not playable, it's not playable. But
yeah. I mean,
I think as long as it's safe, I think it will be played.
I mean, we're pretty far from the infield. I thought those were puddles, maybe not, but it's gonna be muddy. It's just not gonna be good.
It's certainly slick. Left side of the infield worse than the right.
Yeah.
But
Mac is dragging the field. Again, you got to see at some point are the starting pitchers, you know, with all this delay of the starting pitchers coming out.
yeah, it's not gonna be a
You would
clean
think,
game of baseball.
I mean, on the Sharks side, I would assume it would be Andrew Ferrero if they have to go long, if they have to go long relief. He's a starter. Has not started in the playoffs.
And I hate to even bring it up, but there is the beginning of fog here at the Shark Tank.
That's the other possibility.
And that was the whole reason this game was moved early, not for rain. Rain was not supposed to be as bad as it has been today. It was supposed to be, like a couple glancing blows, but the fog was the reason this game's been moved up, and it's starting to roll in. The rain helps get rid of the fog, but of course the rain doesn't help the field, so it's just a weathery, gotta weather the storm here. I think we're about to be rained on a little harder. And again, the cell's just not very big. It's gonna rain, but
one of the umpires is still on his cell phone. We assume he's talking to somebody weather-related. Unless he's ordering a pie for after the game.
We might have to go out for some Chinese food or something tonight after this one. But we are happy to be with you. Again, we really do apologize for the technical difficulties that we had. I was pulling hairs out left and right trying to get it to work, and it finally did. So for now, it worked, and hopefully we'll be there soon.
How are you?
The entire Sharks.
Huh? Well, we're seeing another cell coming.
Yeah. This one, that's where it's this right here. Maybe it'll stay in the east. That's the goal. The goal is that it just stays the east. We get a glancing blow and.
We're talking to him.
So, the entire Shark team is out in the general area between the pitcher's mound and second base. Again, the hope is that next cell is just going to pass to our east, probably hit where, hit our house pretty hard. It doesn't matter as long as we're good here. We're sticking with you. Comment if you have any questions, even about the Shark, about the island. So if you we're just trying to keep you guys entertained at home. So. So, we shall wait. Most of the Worcester team is out in the very, very, very shallow outfield, in left field along the line there. Just you see one Worcester Braveheart there on the very extreme far left side of your screen. He is on the far right side of like a kind of like a chain and a grouping of Bravehearts. Most of them are there. Pretty much all the Sharks are out in between the pitcher's mound and second. You can see them, of course, clear as day. FCBL Commissioner Chris Hall is talking with the umpires. The infield looks better as it's being dragged. I just can't see this one not being resumed. We're about to get some rain, the severity of which is unknown. I think we'll play. If it takes a while, it's gonna. It's a championship game, isn't it? I mean, you want to crown a champion. I mean, there will be quabbling about, the field wasn't great, but. And ultimately, it doesn't advantage one team over the other, and
there's a difference between great and playable. And
this will never be great. It might be playable. So
Mac is dragging. It looks like
it looks better once it gets dragged.
Yeah, the thing is, the back of it looks like there's just a ton of mud on the on the grate.
Yeah, it's never going to be ideal, and what can you do about it? But we'll stick with you. We might take a break from the voice. I'm sure you guys are getting tired of our voices, and having music in the background is not good for YouTube. They don't like it. But we'll keep you informed.
They're working the left side. They're working shortstop area right now.
I think shortstop is the part to be worried about.
Yeah.
Again, fog, but fog's not too bad right now. The wind
not good. If this gets worse.
It's not a great weather night, but this game, not really got an alternative. So. If we have another rain cell, if the rain does come down, I'm going to mute it just
okay.
to be easier. Again, if you tune in the music and there's no music, no audio, don't worry, that's on purpose. If the video's working, that means the sound's off on our account.
Yeah, because of
YouTube
copyright issues, YouTube, we have to shut the audio off in between innings most of the time.
Sharks are all vacating now.
What if that means they're done dragging and they're ready to...
Taking a look at where the cell is at the moment. Sharks are praying it stays to the east side. Which, it just might.
Oh no, they're putting the tarp back on.
Yeah, it's starting to drizzle, and I think this is indicative of a...
Yeah, it's starting to rain again.
Yeah. It's just, nothing's going to come easy tonight. And we're going to take a break from the broadcast just because the music in the background's not, it's tempting.
We don't want to get shut down.
If we get shut down, it's going to be the same thing. So we're going to take a break. Again, stay here. I'll be commenting. You see me commenting on the feed. We'll be back, but we're just going to take a break. So, stay tuned, and we shall be back soon. going to unmute the broadcast just because I want everyone to hear Here Comes the Sun of the Beatles. I will turn it off afterwards. It's not great to play the music, but I feel like everyone could use this song. Positive. It's just a good song to hear. We have no update for you. I would give it to you if I had one. I would, I'm not keeping anything in the dark here.
Well, they did announce over the PA they are hoping to, after they work the infield, to get the game started.
Oh, the expectation is that this game will be resumed. I don't think there's any doubt it's going to be resumed. The fog has subsided some, a lot actually.
Yeah.
That might be because of the rain. The side effect of rain is a positive one, is that the fog goes away. The side effect of it not having rain is a negative one, is that we have rain. But the scoreboard has also been shut off. Did you turn off the scoreboard there, Deb?
No, when nothing touches it for a while, it just turns itself off.
Well, the song's off, so we're going to mute the broadcast back. We're not that interesting. I'm sure you guys aren't concerned, but we'll provide you with any updates if we have them. And for now,
The one thing we'll tell you before we mute is that both starting pitchers are throwing. It's
Yes.
always a question whether you're going to throw your starter out
You
there after
know,
a rain delay.
I think in a game 3, this is for all the marbles. I can't imagine them not throwing them. So we haven't had any indication it won't be Froelich and Huff. We haven't had any indication really that it will be, besides the fact that they're throwing. So we'll try to keep you posted, and again, we will be back with you hopefully soon. And you are watching Sharks Baseball, and again, we will hopefully have baseball soon, but we'll update you soon anyway, whether we have baseball or not, soon enough. We are back with you, just so you can understand what's going on. You see the Sharks, a huge effort to get that dry, sort of sandy stuff on the left side. I'm assuming that will be put down, and you can see it on the right side of the infield as well. I think it's going to be put down, and then it'll be dragged, I think, and then that dragging, I think, will incorporate it, and then hopefully we'll have game time soon. I honestly think this won't be too much longer. The rain has had the nice consequence of getting rid of the fog. As you can see, it's pretty clear besides the rain. We'll see if when the rain goes away, and it will go away shortly, according to the radar, if the fog will come back. But the hope is that it won't, and that we will just have a relatively unfun but nonetheless entertaining baseball game ahead. I'll put it back on mute, but just want to give you a quick update of what you're seeing on the field. So we'll be back. We're back with you. We are back with you. It's raining pretty darn hard here now. You know, if they knew this was coming. I mean, this was in the forecast for an hour or so now, but we'll see if they're gonna let this go. We're gonna stay with you till we know it's not gonna happen or it's gonna happen. But it's raining hard now.
That's not good.
Sharks victory music, but
It is raining really hard. And
Yeah.
the infield just,
it looks like a puddle.
yeah. You know, we think it's going to stop soon, but I just don't
It's
know
gonna
if
stop
they can get the
very
infield
soon.
playable.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is let this pass, and it's just a massive effort, but we'll see. No, you're standing right for the camera. There you go. Yeah, for now, the rain's already become less hard. It's just a question of how hard is this rain going to be.
The commissioner and the Worcester manager are on the way to the Sharks dugout, so we'll see if...
We really would like them to continue, but as you can see, it's shining on the field. You know what that means? It's wet.
that infield is...
It's wet.
I just don't see any way how they can get the infield ready.
Run in front again, sorry.
So, let's see what happens here. Rain going pretty darn hard. So we'll stick with you. Most of the fans are behind us under umbrellas. The rain has already tempered off a fair bit, but
It's still raining hard.
it's raining hard. It's not the torrential pour it was, but So, we have received intel. This one is canceled. From what we've heard, it's been canceled. Again, the rain's now, at this point, is just a mist, but from all indications, the infield won't be playable, and we are going to end the season with the Worcester Bravehearts and Martha's Vineyard Sharks as co-champions of the 2018 Futures Collegiate Baseball League season. Rain just, I guess, a hair too much, and I don't think either manager wanted this, but I think the rain is not just a mist, but the cell that we had, I guess, was just a hair too much. We knew it was coming, the severity we didn't know, so we'll wait for confirmation. We got a pretty good confirmation, but we're just gonna wait. Some managers tell us again. The rain is at this point a mist, but
Yeah,
the Worcester Bravehearts are hugging, which you can't see to your left. From all indications, this one is done. The rain is, again, it's just a mist, but the infield's in really tough shape. We'll wait for an official word, but by all of our indications.
As much as you want a decision, I mean, these certainly are two very deserving teams.
Yeah, and so I think the Sharks are just here walking out now. I think these guys are going to have some sort of handshake, and in a game that you wanted to get going. I think the Sharks and Worcester Bravehearts are going to go shake hands. It's a nice moment to see.
Oh, you moved it. Sir?
So as you can see, once we have this umbrella, we are going to have co-champions. There will be co-champs. There will be co-champions in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League this year. Sharks and Worcester having a deserved handshake. These guys played hard for 2 games. Each won a game of the others. There was no question these teams were evenly matched.
They're like all coordinated. It's hilarious watching this. They're clapping and hugging at the exact same time all the way down the line.
So,
but again, 2 very deserving teams. Wish we could have played a 3rd game, but again, 2 teams had great seasons and will be co-champions. Thank you for tuning in all season
And tonight.
and tonight. Sorry. Cody is the PA guy. It's definitely over.
So the commissioner's been given a mic.
They're going to be co-champions.
The coaches, the FCBL commissioner, Chris Hall, has a mic. We're waiting for an announcement. The Worcester Bravehearts and Sharks have shook hands. We're just gonna try to turn on the music. I put it up on the scoreboard. Rain just a hair too much. Rain is actually.
Clear it up.
I haven't seen less rain. I mean, this is about as. Fans are imploring this to keep going. Worcester is, fans are asking for this game to be continued. I don't think the infield's playable, and I don't think it's safe. I think the infield was playable, but it wasn't great. They'd play, but I don't think it's safe, and it's not worth risking these kids. It's not worth for these kids to get injured. The Sharks are being brought there's two trophies, I think. Of course, there's the championship and second place. I'm assuming they'll have two made. Each team will get one, but there will be two co-champions this year. The Worcester Bravehearts, the number 2 seed in these playoffs, who defeated Bristol with ease and won game 1 against the Sharks, and the Sharks, who won against Brockton in the first round and won game 2 against Worcester. So we will have co-champions this year. Mike's not working great.
A chance of continuing this series. These kids have to get home. It's been a long first time in league history in the 8 years that we've had.
So the Sharks introduced as co-champions, and just now Worcester as well. So we have co-champions this year in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League.
JP Pine.
So
the Creedon family.
The Worcester manager has
Peterson.
Got half of the trophy. I'm assuming they're gonna hoist it.
Come on up.
I think the manager and general manager. Well. I think they're gonna host this together, which is gonna be a nice scene. Waiting for it.
I'm sure they will get a second trophy.
Yeah, Sharks manager Sharks GM and Worcester's manager are giving a big hug. And coach is shaking hands, and I think this will be a joint hoisting, of the trophy. So waiting on that, and Worcester's got their half now, and the Sharks now have their half, and 2 evenly matched teams hoisting the championship. Hosting it, it's not what anyone wants. Tie is not what anyone wants. Obviously, you want a winner, but these two teams both deserve it big time, and it's a nice moment, even if it's not the absolute ideal. Lots of fans have stayed on hand. They're taking pictures of the giving of the trophy. As you can see on your screen, a manager from each or a representative from each team. In this case, both the managers had a hand on it, and the commissioner and the immediate families for each team, the managers, GM, as such, they will hoist the trophy together, get a picture taken by Sharks outfielder Matt Chamberlain, and Sharks have not won a championship since 2013. They will be co-champions this year, and for Worcester, hasn't been since 2015 that they have hoisted a championship. 2015 championship, Worcester now has one.
Nick Raposa.
Nick Raposo has been given the series MVP. Nick Raposo, a Sharks catcher. Yep.
Yeah, and they'll have one from the.
I think they're having one. I think I heard one.
No, they have one from each.
All right. So Nick Raposo is the Sharks MVP. I really think there might just be one, but you heard
from each team.
You said from each team. I just heard there's only one, but I misheard. So Nick Raposo gets a MVP trophy from the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Nick Raposo, who had a really good series. Game 1, he was big.
And Brett Koffel.
Yeah, Brett Koffel for the Worcester Bravehearts, who had an amazing series. He homered yesterday, had a couple of big hits in Game 1 here at the Shark Tank. And 2 catchers, as Dad said, the 2 catchers for each team. Their starters have jointly won the MVP. And this might be just about it. We are waiting for anything else. Mike's still on.
It's a shame because obviously it has cleared up, but the field, the infield,
I think the field's just not playable, and I don't think they could do anything to. There's no wet vac big enough.
In front of the dugouts, it's
yeah,
just massive puddles.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just not playable.
You can see a puddle. The best place to see a puddle is right immediately before second. You see that little dark shade. That's indicative of the entire infield.
Yeah, the whole infield.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, we were telling you this. You know, the storm cell was coming. It came, and it was only probably 3-5 minutes. It was just. It was a hair too much. Field can't take it. And co-champions. It's not ideal. Mike's still on. I was wondering if there's gonna be anything else, but I think we are done with the ceremonies here. We're gonna stay with you. No reason to leave early, just to make sure we know what's going on. For these Sharks and for the Bravehearts, frankly, it's emotional. They've been here for 2 months. They've been working at this every day. Playing almost every day, hanging out with each other. So Worcester, as you see, is hoisting their trophy now. You see everyone's touching it, and I think the Sharks will get their opportunity to do the same. So as you can see on the scoreboard, or on the video, excuse me, you saw both teams hoisting it with Worcester put something in there. Some sort of plank. I'm not sure what that represents, but someone might want to comment. I honestly don't know. And Worcester has their chance for the trophy. Sharks are hanging around, as you can see on the right side of the field. They will get their opportunity to hoist it as well. Well, speaking for mostly to the Sharks fans, but Worcester, you tune in. It's been an absolute pleasure to broadcast these games for you this year. The teams are going to
bringing both teams together.
Yeah,
the trophy.
For 2 teams that there's a lot
Big
of times.
picture.
Yeah, for a lot of times these teams are not huge fans of each other. One of the rivalries in the FCBL that carries on year to year, and this is really a really nice moment. The Sharks and Worcester together, hoisting the trophy in a picture together. It's a strange scene, but it's turned out to be very nice. Sharks manager hustling out there to be part of this picture.
As he should.
Yes, he should definitely be there. Well, as I was saying before, it's been an absolute pleasure to broadcast these games for you this year. Speaking to the Sharks fans, of course, who were with us.
Technical difficulties aside.
Yes, technical difficulties aside. We have that every year, don't we? Absolute pleasure to broadcast the games for you. For the Worcester fans who tuned in, I know the top of the first, which turned out to be over half of this game, wasn't broadcasting well, but we would have been with you for the rest of the game. And I think this will just about do it. Sharks and Bravehearts will have a couple more handshakes. There are some teammates from college on here, but this is the end of this one. So again, huge pleasure to broadcast the games for you, and whether you're son or daughter, or if you're still a fan next summer, whether you're with the team or not, we hope you still tune in. We'll be back in these same seats next year for 2019 Martha's Vineyard Sharks baseball. So
unless you're doing something else.
No,
you'll be back.
I think I'll be back. Do we think these teams are done? I mean, I just don't know what else could. I think they'll just be taking pictures at this point. Yeah. As you can see, the rain's actually completely stopped. It's just cloudy now, but again, the infield's not playable. It won't be. Not all of the dry sand in the world couldn't fix this field at the moment. Sharks are taking a team picture. They didn't hoist it themselves. Maybe they want to match Worcester.
Well, they just want it.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. So we will say farewell. For my father, Jonathan Chettonover, my name is Keith Chattonover, saying so long from the Shark Tank. This one ends in a 1-1 tie. The series ends in a 1-1 tie, and the Martha's Vineyard Sharks and Worcester Bravehearts are 2018 Futures Collegiate Baseball League co-champions. The first time the Sharks have won a slice of the championship since 2013, when they won the championship outright, and Worcester since 2015, when they themselves won the championship outright. So, so long from the Shark Tank, and we'll see you around. Take care.
Okay, I gotta get you guys.